Welcome to today's lesson, which is about rational numbers. The goals of today's lesson are that you know what a rational number is and can give examples, and that you can express numbers in fraction form, in m/n form. So a rational number is a number that can be written as a fraction, where both the numerator and the denominator are integers, and the denominator is not equal to 0. And rational numbers can be positive numbers, negative numbers, or 0, just not divided by 0. So integers can be written in fraction form by just writing them over 1. 13 over 1 is equivalent to 13. Negative 99 over 1 is equivalent to negative 99, and 0 over 1 is equivalent to just 0. Some fractions are already written in fraction form, such as 1/2. If we want to write negative 2 1/3 in m/n form, we need to write an improper fraction. And we do this by multiplying 2 times 3, so that's 6/3, and there's negative 1/3. So I get negative 7/3 is my equivalent fraction in m/n form. I can write decimals in fraction form. I start by writing the decimal over 1, and I multiply the decimal by the power of 10 that creates an integer. So if I multiply 0.3 by 10, that creates 3, that gives me 3. I also have to multiply the denominator by 10, so 1 times 10 is 10. So 0.3 is equivalent to 3/10. And I want to point out as well is 0.3 is a terminating decimal. There's no bar over it, like this, to suggest that it goes on, and there's no ... to say that there's more numbers going on indefinitely. It's just 0.3, which is a terminating decimal. Likewise, 1.75 here on the right hand side is also a terminating decimal. It's just 1.75. It's not 1.75 ... telling you that there's a lot more numbers, and it's not 1.757575, which would be repeating. So it's not either of those, it's just 1.75. And so we'll write it over 1, 1.75 over 1. Now I need to multiply by 10 times 10 here, or multiply by 100, because I have decimals in the hundredths place here. So I've got to multiply by 100, and I will get 175 in the numerator and 100 in the denominator. And so that's 1.75 written in fraction form. 0.183 is a terminating decimal, and it has digits in the tenths, hundredths, and thousandths place. So I've got to multiply by 1000 in the numerator and the denominator, and I get 183 over 1000. And negative 2.3791 is a terminating decimal. I've got digits in the tenths, hundredths, thousandths, and 10,000ths place. So I've got to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 10,000, and I will get negative 23791 over 10,000. Let's put my comma there. Okay. Decimals that repeat are rational numbers. So when you see this bar on top of the 0.3, that means that it's repeating, and it's 0.333 indefinitely, and that's equivalent to 1/3. That's a rational number. Another example is 0.6, like this, and that's equivalent to 2/3. So, to summarize, if we're given a fraction that's written as a mixed number, we need to convert it to an improper fraction to be in m/n form. For decimals, we need to write them over 1 and multiply both the numerator and the denominator by the same power of 10 until the numerator is an integer. And decimals that terminate or repeat are rational numbers. So you saw what a rational number is, and you can give examples of it, and you can express fractions such as mixed numbers and decimals in fraction form in m/n form. And that's the end of today's lesson.